My name is Chase Dominguez, and I did my entrepreneur project on becoming a firefighter. Once you are actually in the fire business, there's about 10 different types of jobs that you can apply for and get in the fire department. Many people think of firefighters as the ones actually fighting the fires, but there is so much more than that. The first job you can get is in search and rescue. This is the most important part of the fire department. Their job is to search for any victims that were in the fire or trapped inside. There are two groups: the primary, that go in first and check through all the rubbish, and the secondary, that go in after just to make sure that the first primary group did a good job. Also, this involves the men that will rescue people from cars using the jaws of life. Second is the fire control. These are the men that actually put out the fires with the hose and other forms of foam mixtures. They use the hose until the fire is deprived of oxygen. When going into the fire, they follow the 2 in, 2 out principle. This is just like the buddy system, so that no man gets caught in a dangerous situation by oneself. The third is emergency services. This consists of the ambulance and the men that actually take care of injured or burned victims. They are trained to either treat the patients on site or transfer them by ambulance to a nearby hospital for further attention. The fourth is fire prevention. This involves teaching others how to prevent fires, showing them how to use fire extinguishers properly, making sure fire alarm works, and helping reduce any possible scenarios that could cause further injury. And also, you can teach children and adults through the use of videos, announcements, and presentations. The fifth job is fire safety education. Just like fire prevention, but it involves going out to schools and offices to teach others about using proper technique. An example is showing others how to prevent types of burns. The sixth is disaster management. A large disaster that occurs, many firefighters are usually the first ones on the scene. They help in search and rescue, medical services, and they also help in the cleanup of the disaster. A large disaster that tons of firefighters went to was the 9/11 tragedy. This event had a little over 2,000 total firemen that came and helped in any way that they could. The seventh job is inspection and code enforcement. This is an office job that requires inspection of buildings and other facilities, checking out the buildings to make sure that safety codes are met and many visible escape routes are in place. The eighth is investigation. These are the guys that come in after the fire and investigate everything that happened and look for causes of the fire and how it all started. They are highly trained men that do their jobs perfectly and do as much work possible to get the end result. The ninth is hazmat. These are the firefighters that deal with all the hazardous materials caused from bombs, oil spills, radioactive sites, and many toxic chemicals. They also have to be perfect in what they do, or else things can get very ugly. The last job is the mop-up crew. These are the firemen that come in after the fire has been controlled and walk through, making sure that nothing else reignites and starts another fire. Basically just securing the premises so that nothing further happens. The average salary that a fireman makes is around $45,000 a year. More experienced firemen that have been in the game longer can average around $70,000 a year. Firefighters' job comes with great benefits such as paid vacations, medical and dental costs, and pension plans. This job averages out to about $20 an hour. It does not seem like much, but it is not about the money. This job is about having a passion for your job and doing it to help better the community and to protect and serve. The working hours are about 56 hours a week. That's what the firemen say. They work 10 days a month and they work 10 24-hour shifts. It's a pretty good job because you only have to work 120 days out of the 365 that are in a total year. And you are able to spend that time at home, but it is definitely a big commitment. The education that you need to become a firefighter is pretty much just a high school degree. Many departments like to see some sort of junior college degree, and if you can get a degree from a university, That is a big thing that firemen take into place. The more qualifications that you have met, the easier it is to get a job. There's 10 steps to becoming a firefighter. First, to get your EMT license, which is your emergency medical technician license. Second, you want to volunteer some time at any kind of fire station or hospital that allows you to get some good hands-on experience. Third, to take different fire classes that allow you to better your knowledge in the study. Fourth, to keep a clean background so that it does not come back to haunt you in the end. Fifth, know that this is a very tough process and it may take a while to get picked, but you just have to keep going and eventually you will get a job. Sixth, take as many tests as possible. If you fail one, take that same one at least 5 more times so that you can really better yourself and know it well. Seventh, visit as many stations as you can and do some ride-alongs. The best is to get exposure to it so that in the future you know what you are doing. 8. Get experience not only with firefighting, but simple tasks in the house and chore work. At the firehouse, they want you to do many things like be able to cook, clean, and be able to just take care of yourself on your own. 9th, know all of your background information. This will help you in the end when you are being interviewed. And 10th, learn as much as you can about the firefighting experience and what to expect when you come in, because it is a whole lot different than you might think it is. And once you get past all of this, you will start as an explorer. And depending on how good you are, you can move up eventually and become higher in the ranks. For my internship, I went to the Santa Ana Fire Department, Station 75, and I was interning under Captain Juan Perez. At this Santa Ana department, I spent around 4 hours at the station just kind of touring around and looking at what's going on. During my internship, I was fortunate enough to go on a 2-hour ride-along. During this time, I got to witness a man getting stuck in his wheelchair, and the firemen came and pulled him out and put him on the stretcher so that they could pull the wheelchair out and then watch them get him back on the wheelchair. And after that, we got a call from a totaled car on the freeway, and so we responded to that, and after that, we went back to the station. And for the next 2 hours, I spent interviewing the men at the station, touring the station, and just sitting and talking to them and getting insight on what it is to be like to be a firefighter. This picture is a map of the city, and it shows all the different areas that the many other stations cover. Next, we have a couple pictures. This station is considered to be a museum, and they have a lot of cool artifacts inside, including old helmets and many badges. Some of the advice that they gave me was to stay in school as long as I could to get a good degree, keep clean and don't do any drugs. A lot of hard work and determination is needed to really figure out if firefighting was something that I wanted to do in the future. Take as many tests as I could early to get used to it and kind of get a feel for it, and to know that this is a job for people who like working together as a team and as a brotherhood.